welcome back to my channel. It's Melody, and if you're new here, definitely click on the subscribe button down below. But today we are going to be talking about the 5 things that you should get rid of right before the holidays. So seasons are exciting times. The 4 seasons of the year are really exciting times because it asks you to take stock of everything that you own so that you can make sure that the life that you're living is serving you and it's running as smoothly as possible. So lately I have been in this mindset where I just dedicate one day a month, something like that, about one day a month to just get everything done, whether it's getting the car washed, making sure the house is all sparkling and clean, just basically devoting one day out of the month to really get everything done. Then all I have to focus on is eating and work. You don't want it to take up your whole life. So basically getting organized and becoming minimalist, those are ways to really stay on top of the ball. But today, even if you're not a minimalist, that's okay. We're just going to go through 5 categories that will really help if you pare down right before the holidays. So the very first thing is body lotions, body sprays. So the only body spray that I use basically is Victoria's Secret's Very Sexy Mist. And I use a really baby one because I don't use that much fragrance. And when I wear fragrance, I don't spray it on my skin. I spray it on my clothes so that it kind of lingers, but it's not too overpowering, if that makes sense. But I also use a floral. So basically I only ever am in 2 moods when it comes to mist. Or like a floral, and it's like it's a heavier scent, so it's a more mature and sensual scent. And then the other scent that I use is a more floral rainwater type of scent, where it's like may have hints of vanilla, but usually not. It's usually not sweet. It's just very clean. And those are the only 2 scents that I use. I really like citrus, but I don't like to smell like an orange myself. So I'd rather have my house smell like oranges. So some people will put apples and cinnamon on the stovetop so the whole house smells divine. Especially great idea if you're gonna have guests over this season. Great idea to get that on the stove. Some people use lavender a lot, but I love citrus because citrus is the scent for activity, socialization, and happiness. And so when I see yellow, which when you see on Post-it notes, a lot of them are yellow, it just stimulates you to get things done, or it stimulates a great idea. And so I love orange scents, but me personally, I don't want to smell like activity. I don't want to smell like enlightenment myself. So I would rather have the house smell like that. So I will put orange drops on the stovetop, or orange peel, lemon peel, anything like that, or even in smoothies, just so that the scent can waft through. So the very first thing that I'm really encouraging you to downsize is lotions and scents, because it can become overkill. And on top of it, what's the number one thing everyone buys seemingly for Christmas? Everybody gets lotions and mists. So how can you receive if everything is jammed to the brim? Now is the perfect time to clean out your drawers and clean out especially your lotions. And lotions take up a lot of space, and they don't make as big of a difference as makeup, for instance, around the holidays. Space is such a luxury, because I know a lot of people travel for the holidays. Again, just spray your clothes. That way you don't have to pack perfume. It's a great idea, guys. Think about it. And then the very next thing to declutter is not a physical thing, but it's your expectations and scheduling. If you're like me, you love making schedules and lists, and that's because you never fall behind on anything. The bottom line is the number one reason to make scheduling and lists is when you're very attentive to details, you always have the foundation stable. So if you ever feel lost, you'll notice that the most grounded people rarely feel lost because the very basics are always taken care of. And that comes from basically being organized, or making sure the everyday needs are met, your bodily needs, eating well, especially in stress. It's so easy to eat a whole bunch of sugar and things like that, and everything starts spiraling out of control. So when I realize I'm in stress, I go on a walk, or I call my mom up, because those are things that always calm me down and it makes my day. So if I do those things, then I will not indulge with a bunch of sugar anymore and things like that. Find more healthier ways to ground yourself. And that's why I like the holidays, because the holidays are basically reminding us the things that really matter in life that we can get distracted through. But the holidays are the perfect time to recenter. It's asking us to come back. And so before we do that, we want to clear out the possessions and things like that so we can have people over and enjoy ourselves. And the thing about expectations is that people are not going to remember the gifts that you give per se. They will always remember how you make them feel. If everything is so prim and proper, then it may look like nothing can get messed up, and then people might feel uncomfortable. So for instance, in my living room I have a brown couch because brown is more earthy and it's dark, so people don't worry about being, just in case they spill something, it's not the end of the world, you know. In my bedroom it's white, and so imagine if my living room were all white. It would be very stressful because it's like, what if I drop one little hair? In other words, when it comes to your entertainment over the holidays, or it comes to your kids' activities, it's not all about the big fanfare. It's not all about the perfect food, the perfect outfit, all those things. All that matters is that you're there and you're at peace. You're there with your family members and you're at peace and you're supporting them and you're laughing with them. That is all that matters. And the holidays is the perfect time to remember what matters and to get back to basics as well. Because you have to get back to basics, because everything all of a sudden becomes a vortex of activity that if you do not have the basics down, you're gonna get sucked down. So that's why you definitely want to have the base down. Have that one day a month that you get everything done. That absolutely needs to get done. You never fall behind on things, and then you can just relax the rest of the month. Just have the basics down. And the next thing to declutter is paperwork. I always say to declutter paperwork. I have a mini scanner that I go through and scan paper very regularly, but now is not the time to be shopping for a bunch of things for yourself. So throughout the year, periodically I'll be buying new dresses and things like that, but the holiday season is not the time for that because we are jammed to the brim, so we got to get to bare bones. Therefore, getting down your paper it's the perfect time to do that. Get rid of everything that's not necessary. Nobody is saying that the key to happiness is to have a lot of paperwork. Nobody would say that. And on top of that, when you have guests over, you don't have piles of paperwork that you're hiding in your room or something like that. You just want to get it all out of the way. Letting go is a beautiful process. And sometimes when we are too restricted, we are neither relaxed, we might have a hard time letting go. That's why it's good to practice every day, just letting it go. Practice breathing, letting it go. You don't have to wait for the holidays to get recentered. Every day is a new day to get recentered. Go walking outside, call your mom. One thing I did want to say about expectations is that productivity usually drops during the holidays. For instance, Pat's always napping because she's basically in hibernation mode. And you know, productivity is dropping. So if your expectations are still up here when all the holidays are ramping up and also productivity is dropping, you're gonna crash major time. You're gonna be eating too much food. You're gonna be stressed to the gills. You see so many people like that honking at each other. Why not lower your expectations? Get everything done on one day as much as possible and just take it easy. You do not want to worry about the holidays, and you also don't want to drink yourself to oblivion because you stressed yourself to the gills because you didn't see this coming. Go on, guys. Next thing to get through is hobby equipment, and that includes books. I always have my hand in a bunch of pots. I always have books that I'm reading. If you follow this channel, you know that I'm always have my hand in a couple of hobbies at once, and that's because the 20s are for as many hobbies as you can jam through so that you know exactly what's for you. I don't mind spending my 20s traveling, trying on new outfits, putting my hands in hobbies, because in my 30s I'll know exactly what I like because I've tried almost everything. But books, when it comes to books, I'm always behind. I'm reading the Alexandria Quartet and I still haven't gotten through it, but now is the time to plow through your books. And if you have lots of scrapbooking gear, you're just not using it, now is the time to take stock and really get through that stuff. And the last thing to declutter is, since I don't have kids, I have Pat, and she doesn't use all her toys that I get her. I got her this fish taco, and she really likes the sushi toys better. So I'm just going to go ahead and declutter those toys for somebody else, send them to Salvation Army. And you can also go through your children's things or your pets' things and make sure everything's cooled down, because they're probably going to get so many gifts for Christmas, you know, not Pat. Pat's not going to get anything except extra food. That's all Pat wants. Pat's like me. She's like, give me food gift cards. Kids get a ton of gifts in Christmas, so it's a perfect time to just go through everything, throw out the clothes that no longer fit, throw out the toys that are no longer loved and used or broken, things like that, and then that clears the slate for the new year. So those are 5 things to get rid of right now, 5 things to get rid of in the fall. I hope that you guys like this video. Again, I have 3 videos coming up that are really exciting, so definitely subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching.